Hello, here is a demo of TuskerSquad. The actual public repo available here under github.com/StoneTusker/TuskerSquad. Just clone it over here and you will see that it is cloned in this path from this particular location. I'm first doing a git pull to ensure that I have the latest. As usual, if you are a developer for the TuskerSquad, you have to just clone, ensure you're picking the latest. Now, I'll be just making this TuskerSquad up. For that, two prerequisites are there. One is Olama. I have started this and I also included some of the model, pulled the model and kept it ready. And next, I have Docker running, Docker service running. I have also ensured that that is up and running. Next, I will make the entire setup by just using the make up command. So this is a bit of time consuming process. What it does is like it will create the entire image from scratch, and also it will uh, that include entire Docker build process, and it will bring up the containers using the Docker compose, and also it will create a Gitty. It is like GitHub. It will create a Gitty service. It is also a Docker container, and it will initialize a repository. And finally, you can see that all this process is done, and you can see that there is a demo application. This is the demo application. You can see that is up. Gitty application is the one what we will be working now. By default, it is having a login password Tusker and Tusker1234, and you can find that it has created a demo repository, and you can also find the UI for the TuskerSquad over here. You will find that there is it is giving a small error telling that it is unable to connect to the Gitty repository, which is configured over here. To do that, what I have to do is like, since I just cloned, first I have to do one small configuration setting. So first I will have to do this. There is an example config file, environment config file. So that I'll just take a copy of that, and then I will edit this. Before this, I have to run a command by which git log command by which we will be getting the GitHub token for connecting from Gitty to the by which we can connect from TuskerSquad to the Gitty. So here is a token. I'm just copying this. Now editing the environment file. So by default, this value will not be there. We will have to add that token. Only that is a setting which will ensure that two systems are connected. So I'm just deleting this existing entry and pasting this, and just doing a make restart command, which will restart the containers. So now after this, the entire setup of a demo application along with the entire configuration, including webhook, the entire Gitty and TuskerSquad, the setup for a demo and trial and error purpose, it is completely ready. You can see it is up. Now, if I go here, you can see just refresh. You can see that it detected there is a one repository. That is what you can find it over here. Next, I'm going to do the actual pull request. First, creating a branch. So for that, let me first create a branch. So I have logged in over here, just creating a branch called demo branch, and created over here. And just for a trial purpose, just to show that how the system works, I'm just adding in two new lines. It will not cause any trouble to the system. Later, I will also introduce a bug and show you. So it is like demo one. I just given a name for the commit I given, and I'm creating a pull request that will create a completely new pull request one. And you can see that now TuskerSquad is integrated. It has triggered the TuskerSquad in the background using the webhook, and it is connected to this particular pull request started updating. You will see that it has started updating all those. I have just paused a bit so that it will continue. Just so you can see that the entire process is completed. It took hardly some 2-3 minutes and it got approved. Now you can see that it has just created a detailed report what happened over here, and you can see that entire set of agents were in use, and finally there was a root cause analysis done and concluded that there is no issue with the code. So now I am going to introduce a bug. Intentionally I am going to introduce a bug into this demo application. So for that, first I have to do is I have to register my public key as we are doing it on similar to the process what we are doing it with GitHub. I'm going here and going to the settings and adding keys. I added the keys and then coming back, going to the repository, and I'm just going to do a clone. So just doing a clone. So it is cloned. So now I need to do here, create a branch, something like a new feature. So for that, I'll just do git checkout minus p new feature. I created the branch. Now I will be applying a bug. I have noted on the path where I have this patch file. So I'll just paste that and use patch minus p1. It contains some code, 2-3 lines of code, changes in 2 files. And I just applied. You can see the 3 files code updated with some creating a bug to give this demo. So I'm just giving git diff. You can see all these are coming. So now let me make a commit. So I'm just calling it as buggy lines for the demo commit message and just doing a git push to the branch. So it has created a new branch, and obviously you can see it over here. It has created a new branch. And now it's time for me to create a pull request based on this branch. I have created a pull request. It does the same process like the way in a good scenario happens. It has started the process. I'm just refreshing my screen in this particular page. I'm refreshing pull request page. You can see it is pull request 2. So during this process, you can see that it has started allocating and each of the agents started working in the background, and you can see that one by one it is coming over here. And one of the important item is like we have a very good UI coming over here. So for previous and pull request 1, it has all the reports created, how it all did all the work in parallel, what all agents were in place, and what was the communication happened between the LLM, the large language model, and this uh, entire prompt, what and all communication happened between this brain of this LLM and the tool, and each of the system what message it was sent. It has basically sent in their report to the from different system. It has sent it over here, and you can see that it has finally given a summary like the way we use it for the stand-up meeting. All team members will give the findings, and then you can also see that what was the decision made by the judge agent, and that is what finally the conclusion was. This was for the pull request 1. So the pull request 2 has issues. introduce. So the execution is going on now. So that's the reason you cannot see all this highlighted with details, but one by one, the data will be coming because there was an issue. It will it will be doing some further analysis, and you can see that it has started filling up those details one by one agent. So basically, I have made some intentional bugs which will cause this to fail. So you can see it over here. I'm just doing a refresh now. Still doing that operation. It has come up to the QA lead, mainly just collating all the results. And next stage is a root cause analysis where it will find all the different agents findings and summarize. If there is a problem, it will even do correlation like testing done on the client side, testing done on the server side. It will collate all the logs, find where is the actual issue. Then it will report the finding as a root cause analysis, which will be useful for the developer. Let's wait for that. Yeah, you can see that now the report is also available. It has also marked this as a ask for review. I mean, if review required means there is a human required. If the service is failing, it will even go for a deny statement. It won't even allow to reach up to this stage. It will completely deny. If it is a complete crash happening for a machine, if it is a complete crash happening for the application, it will deny to reach even up to that. But this was a bug which was able to identify using a it's using an analysis with the LLM. So agent and all agents came together. You can assume like all these different agent systems came, combined all the results, found out where is a problem. It has analyzed in both the server side and the client side findings, and created a report telling that there was a problem. In fact, this was an issue I created. There was a pricing issue. There is a bug created by me intentionally to demonstrate this. And finally, you can see that it has came up with a finding review required. That means a human can only do the final approval. So it has reached up to this stage. So now if we go back to this TuskerSquad UI, so this is a TuskerSquad UI. You can see, find it over here, that it has created, it has given an option to approve, reject, retest, or override. So here, as usual, as it points, I have to anyway reject this, and till the time it will be in the review stage as usual, and the reviewer can come over here and find out actual reason. The logs are present here if reviewer want to see what happened in each of the stages, what is the actual reason for going for, and why this TuskerSquad was unable to approve this. So that has come over here. And you can also find, as usual, all the graphs came into place for this, and which phase we are. And we are in the challenger phase where it detected some issues. And then obviously as a human, I will be rejecting this. You can see that when I rejected, the workflow of TuskerSquad as completed, it is marked as done. But you can also see I'm just now refreshing this. This was the previous status of the pull request. Now I am just doing a refresh. You can see that it has mentioned that TuskerSquad has rejected this change, and you can also see that those status has come over here. And you can also see one agent is running to delete those containers and everything whatever was temporarily created. So in the background, it has created a separate set of containers for the demo application. It has done all the work, and finally it will go and clean that and come out. That is what the final one is doing. So you can see that finally what happened was like it was marked this as a rejected pull request. Obviously there was a problem. So a human came into the place and then decided that there is an issue. You can find out like in the same way like how it happens in a regular team, Scrum team or regular Agile team, how this flow works. Instead of going for a lot of debugging and communication, everything is handled by the agent itself, and these machines are trying to find out the actual problem by interacting each other, doing each of the operations. So you can also add your own agent operation. Like if you want to add a special type of work or a tool, you can also include that as an agent. Right now I added this many number of agents. We have kept it in this way. But obviously, it is possible for us to add a number of agents as needed for us to do our work. It can be, I mean, based on your requirement on different type of products, you can have your own test automation system. It can be also say a set of tools, for example, for static analysis, also for other quality or security measurement, scanning tools, all are possible to integrate as an agent over here. It will be connected as a agent and a tool. So that way you will be able to ensure that in their flow of the code review process is almost getting fully automated. Just a final human approval is needed. Thank you very much. This was just a demo about the TuskerSquad, how the Apple request can be created, and how this system is able to identify and summarize the issue so that it can help in the overall development of your project. Thank you.